This is one of the worst origins in the game, but with the power of 2 unique civics, we're going to turn it into a powerhouse. Thousands of tech by year 50? Check. Unlimited resources that you don't know what to do with? Check. And scaling into the oblivion? Absolutely check. This build is incredibly unique and plays very differently to everything else, but also it's super powerful and super fun. Let me show you exactly how it works, as it can get a little bit tricky compared to normal. Let's get into it. Here is the Eldritch assembly line, the Empire we're going to be using. Let's quickly run through it, as quite a lot of this is important to make the build work. First, tankbound. What I wanted to make the build around, and really try and get the most out of the Civic, because I think it's pretty insane. We start with the tankbound trait, which means we don't have pop food upkeep, which pairs well with the biological ships. We have more amenity usage, and we have less pop growth speed. We can't be worker jobs, and we cannot be armies. However, rural districts are fully automated, which is insane. That's one of the key things we're going to be working around. Colonist jobs are also specialists. We start with insight on the assembly patterns, which gives us automation buffs and more planetary infrastructure build speed, and urban districts have additional production overseer jobs. This job is very good. We will see that when we get in game. We also have a huge upkeep reduction from jobs, which makes the Civic insane. We just start with less automated workforce efficiency, but the techs like assembly pattern and the upgraded one will reduce that to 0, so it doesn't matter. And then rural districts have an energy upkeep, but we'll be able to produce a lot of energy. We do start with a lot less pops than normal, but again, automation. This also comes with the counter position automated workforce efficiency, so we're going to be trying maximizing that as much as possible. Hence why we've gone oligarchic for +2 effective council skills, so this already goes up to 3 because they'll start level 1. We also get some more council XP gain. As a second civic, this could be anything really. Maybe parliamentary, but I'm a changed man now. This basically just waives technological requirements for basic districts, which means you can upgrade them straight away, which is great because it gives more jobs when you do this, and we're tank bound, so we automatically work them all. We also get less infrastructure costs and more build speed, meaning we can get online quicker. Players very well with tank bound. We've then gone fanatic xenophobe because we will be getting slaves, because there is an important third civic that we will be going for. It also gives us some pop growth speed, which is nice, and then we've got materialist for research speed, and eventually we'll do academic privilege. We then have our origin, necrophage, which in the last update I said was awful, but paired with tank bound I think we can really make this work. We get chamber of elevation, which will give necrophyte jobs, which turn slaves, whoever's working it, into our primary species. Get the necrophage trait, which gives us more leader lifespan, but way less pop growth speed and growth multiplier, but less food and mineral and energy upkeep. And it also gives elite and specialist job efficiency. This pairs so well with tank bound because all we'll be doing is working specialist jobs, and we get loads of upkeep reduction. You can see where this is going. We get 1.2,000 pre-patent species, ones that we're going to assimilate, and our guaranteed rules are instead at pre-FTL, so we'll start with more pops when we invade them. We can also only get necrophage pops as rulers or recruited as leaders. This is actually good for us, and this is not a penalty. Because on our main species, we're organic, we have that necrophage trait, we have that tankbound trait, then we're unruly because we need a -2, then we're cranial megatrophy, which gives us 25% of researcher jobs, but reduces menial and worker drones. We don't work them because we're tank bound. Then on top of this, effective council skill +2, so we're already at +4, hopefully making this go better. We're then repugnant because we're not going to use these for amenities, and then we're decadent because we're never going to work workers or slaves. Now it doesn't show here, but our pre-patent species, we have rapid breeders, fleeting because they'll never be a leader, intelligent because they will work some research jobs at the start of the game, but eventually we'll modify them as we will be going down biological ascension, or engineering job efficiency, and then less amenities. We've also then got a soul star and dry, because dry apparently stops the RNG events that you could get early where they invade you. This is because as tank bound we cannot recruit armies. Now our pre-patent species can be armies, but we're not going to be able to do loads of them. We then got biological ships because we will have lots of food and we can automate food, it's a must pick, and our ruler is a scientist. Shout out to Serb in the Discord for letting me know about this build. It's really something I wanted to try and min-max, but I saw they were doing it and they've been practicing this quite a bit and it seems pretty good. Then playing on my standard setting, Grand Admiral Max AI, we do have mid-game scaling at year 50 just so we don't die instantly. Because meta online settings would have a peacetimer to year 30, this kind of simulates that. We've then got quicker tech introduction just so I can show you this quicker. This will be pretty much the same. It will just take longer. The years will be different. Everything else is standard. Let's play. So here is our start. Let's look at the species tab first. We have 400 of us bound to species and 2.5 thousand of the uncast. This is fine because if you look at our planet here, oh no, we've got 0 workers, but we're reducing quite a lot of resources. That's because it's fully automated. We're getting minus 30% from tankbound, but we can fix that. Because as you can see in our engineering, we get that 15% back if we did it. But we're not going to do that yet. We're going to go for the workshop, the lab, and the field dynamic center, as these give a huge boost to research, since per 100 physicists, engineers, biologists, they give +1 research, as well as 200 jobs. Best techs in the game. Then we're going to go survey. Where are our desert worlds? There's one here, size 12, and there's an 18 here. So let's go for the size 18. Then with the food we have, we can just start doing the mining stations for a bit more output. And then we're going to split our starting fleet up, assign to the lone mauler, and send them off to go and explore. Maybe we can find some more planets, because the more planets, the better, because we just automate them. It's free resources. And it's something Necrophage struggles with because the pops. Now, the key thing here is production overseers. Now, do note, I am playing on 4.1.7, the open beta, because by the time this video is out, 4.1.7 should be out. And just before I was about to record, they buffed this build. I was going to do this before the buff, but essentially you get far more production overseers from your city districts now. I believe I was starting at 300 before. Now the base start is 1,200. This is giving an insane amount of unity, 41 from the start, which is why I'm not going parliamentary systems, but it also gives 36% workforce efficiency. And we're going to be spamming city districts, which is going to buff the efficiency more. Eventually as well, we can automate our city districts for a hefty cost, but the efficiency is going to be crazy. I'm also going to activate isolationist straight away. I want to get through tradition straight away, and isolationist gives us 10% unity. I'm also going to replace the crew quarters with a hydroponic space straight away, since it produces us 10 food for 1 energy, which is a great trade because we're going to need food for starbase production and stuff like that. The best trade deal I've ever done is with FlexiSpot 3 years ago, as the desk and chair elevated my workspace. First, why a standing desk? If you spend a long time at computers like me, it's great to be able to stand, walk, or even run. The desk is also incredibly sturdy, with a frame made out of automotive grade steel and thickened legs. Just watch this coin rise without even wobbling. The desk also has a dual motor frame that can handle a massive 440 pounds of weight. I also love the preset keypad, allowing you to program in 4 different positions. And the desk is reasonably priced. Comes with a massive 15-year warranty, and you get 30 days free return if the desk's not for you. Now for the chair. Although I love standing, you gotta sit sometimes. And the amount of time I spend at my desk, this ergonomic chair is a game changer. With chairs for me, it's all about adjustability. My favorite being the 5D armrests, as other armrests always annoyed me, but with these I can get them in the perfect position for typing or gaming. You can also dial in the seat depth and even the 3D headrest. The real magic, however, is the lumbar support, releasing pressure on your lower back. The creme de la creme is the built-in footrest. I've never seen an office chair have this. It's incredible. Right now is the time to snag the setup because the Black Friday sale is on at FlexiSpot. You can get up to 60% off site-wide, which is their biggest savings of the year. You can grab the C7 Max for less with my code C730, which gets you an extra $30 off, or my code YTE7P50 for $50 off the E7 Pro desk. Check the link in the description or pinned comment. Thanks for FlexiSpot for sponsoring the channel again. Now let's get back into the insane automation build. Now before the month ticks over, we're also going to want to buy minerals so we can get our production up and running. So let's just try and buy probably like 20. We actually have no positive trade, which is not great. So maybe we'll sell a little bit of energy, a little bit of food, and some consumer goods. And I've got rid of the buy order now. I just want to buy minerals, damn it. So month will tick over. We are negative. Maybe we can fix it by selling some more consumer goods. Bring down the buy a little bit. The great thing is we can actually just build another mineral district. I think I'm going to do that. I think minerals are very important early here, so that we can get our planets built up. First tradition, we are actually going to go prosperity straight away. This will lower infrastructure costs even more, but it also lowers the planetary infrastructure upkeep, which applies to the automation building, which we're going to want eventually. It also just gives more resources to jobs, less upkeep from jobs. It's very good, especially because we're limited by the districts we have since it is automated. You can see we're actually struggling to even work all the overseers. So even if we built a city district, we won't be getting too much out of it at the minute, so we may as well just automate. Let's lower that infrastructure cost and increase the build speed. That's going to help with these specializations because they're usually 1,000, now they cost 750, so that reduction is very big. We found some amoebas. Let's run away and go and explore elsewhere. Yeah, we can get that infrastructure upkeep reduction already, because actually our infrastructure upkeep is also huge because of tankbound. That's going to scale a lot. Let's get another mineral district. Why not? And then to be honest, we can stop buying as many minerals and selling food. We're going to want food for the colony. Actually, we don't need a colony. What am I talking about? They're going to be pre-FTLs, which we're going to need to invade. So we will need more minerals to then invade. Let's get more resources from jobs. We have a bunch of planets. This is very, very good. And we should probably try and clear the slums here, giving us 100 jobs. We can now get more happiness, and then we're immediately, I think, going to expand the council, because getting the tank-bound position will be very nice. We have found the civilization, and I'm basically now saving up for the mineral extraction, because per district, it gives us 100 jobs. We have 4, so this is going to give us 400 jobs when we get it. I don't really want to waste more district slots on minerals, and let's reduce upkeep from jobs and keep exploring with our ship. Sirius can now be built. Let's also get some armies going. This does cost food, but that's fine. And let's get more happiness. Why not? Next, we're probably going to want to expand the food so that we can actually spam star bases, maybe even get military ships. We're going to want a lot of slaves because we will be going experimental sensing to get orderlies so that they can increase our research output, because we don't need pops to work basic jobs. Next essential pick, we are going to go 1 vision for 10% monthly unity. We still want to get to biogenesis quickly. Oh, planetary infrastructure upkeep reduction and more build speed on our leader. Yes, that saves so much energy. It applies to the 6 that we have. You can see now our minerals are going crazy. More leader experience gain, and we can see this primitive. They have 25 army strength, so we should be able to kill them. Can we just go straight and land? We could. I'm going to wait for our last transport just in case. Build the mining station, then come down here. We have 67. That should be good. We want to invade them as quickly as possible, as we're not going to be able to do too much with them until 10 years has passed. I'm just going to take the unity from habitable worlds. I would like to rush that as quickly as possible. We can go another tradition. Next, we're actually going to go for harmony, because we're necrophage. When we necrophage pops, we get unity, so we may as well go for that. We also reduce our empire size, which is only 50, but later on it will matter. We reduce crime, which is a big deal with slaves, and we get more stability, which is just going to help. This unity buff is going to be nice, and we lower pop-up keep again, which, can't tell, we've got quite a lot of that going on. Our elites cost basically 0 food. It's pretty nice. I forgot to build that upgrade there, and then we're going to spam city districts when we can, as well as clear blockers. We're going to win it, and hopefully not lose any transports. You could probably just done it with 1 or 2, but now we have that planet. As you can see, we get stellar culture shock, which means we also can't resettle any pops. They're being purged, which I do not want to do. Make you slaves, please. We'll keep them as all this basic stuff for now, because we will be changing it later on. Should probably set a default right so you don't have this happen. You do not want to necrophage because you will lose pops. Yes, maybe you can get some of your main species, but we're going for the longer play. So let's set them to slaves, and they can be indented servitude because they can work workers or specialist jobs. So you can see here they're working at production overseers, which means more unity, and then we fully automate what we had here. We cannot build a chamber of elevation here because they have stellar culture shock, which is sad, but we could go for a medical center just to grow pops quick, so we may as well. They are going to be sad just because they get minus 20 stability. That is their problem. We're also going to build a starbase here and then move the transports to the next pre-FTL, because I know this will be it, because it's our guaranteed world. Agricultural upgrade is down, meaning we're getting way more food again. I'm actually just going to take the reduced crime now, since we won't be necrophaging until year 10, because every 10 years is when they necrophage. We do need to watch the jobs a bit. We do need to work in forces because it's dying a little bit. But after that, we can make the energy generator to give us even more jobs and then start filling up the building slots. We should also just start building districts here. This has a lot of mineral districts, so we may as well build some mineral districts. This planet sun will expand here, build on here, and look at that at pre-FTL. Keep exploring, please. I'm even going to build another science ship just to explore, because we do want to find people, because we will want to take their planets. Labs and modules, we are just going to run with trade, because it's actually quite hard for us to push trade. And in a hydro bay. Construction ship done. Just check. Yeah, only 32 there. Invade, upgrade here, and then build with the construction ship. Science ship, we will just take a leader XP gain and just go and explore. Speaking of, we have found, I can't remember what they are, crystalline entities, I think. Let's run away. And we got a new planet, which, again, has farming on. We could make this a food world quite easily. There's a lot of them. But first we'll build the medical center, then some food. And we just want to keep building, basically, because there's no downside. Yes, they cost us some energy, but if that's a problem, we can just build more generator. We can just get a lot of resources early game. Let's grab the necrophage pops, provide unity, just in case I miss it. And we finally got the engineering lab. Let's get assembly patterns so that we can get the automation building. This is going to help us a bunch. And we should probably start building that material workshop when we can next month. There we go. Build, my friend. Oh, I'm actually ship ran into someone again. So we can colonize the Savannah world as well, which we'll probably do when we get the resources. Material workshop is about to be online. Ad tech's going to jump from 23 to 46, literally doubling it. And then we should probably try and build some city districts on here. And now I'm going to buy the maximum consumer goods. Can we afford it? Not really, but I can just sell energy and eventually minerals. Maybe the energy will help. Not really. Let's not buy that many then. We can get that list on my Discord for the max buy and sell. It's very helpful. Just speed you up in the early game. Okay, let's get 5 stability. Gets our planets looking a little bit better. I mean, on here, they're just sad. Not much you can do about that. Could tell them to cheer up, but I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to keep building basic districts. Let's grab research speed and let's reduce molar build cost. Automation is now done there. I don't know if worker pop resource output applies to our planets, and I don't know if mineral does either, so we'll just try the mineral and see if we get the 20%. Okay, so that city district. Let's get the science buildings going. We also probably want to get automation. Does automate 25% of stuff to actually let us work some jobs, since we do not have pops. That's the big issue. Okay, we're going to fortify the border on so we get 2 more starbase capacity. Since we have the systems, we may as well. And we can colonize. We are going to colonize with our main species. Kind of keeping an eye out for when we get a route to more planets at the minute. I want to keep our empire size as low as possible for as long as possible. Okay, automation's going down. Let's queue up the xenobiological lab just to get our tech going even more. More research speed, more council agenda speed, pop growth and more food from jobs. Sure, so we're going to get 15% food from jobs. Does this apply? Yes. So stuff from jobs applies to automation. Pretty OP. I mean, look at that. We're on 100 of each and we're 8 years in. Get trade and food flowing from our next starbase. There's a planet down here, but it is part of an empire. What we're going to do actually is just try and grab these 2 systems then. Reduce that empire size. Pops now is getting closer. Now automation's down now, which has tanked our energy, but we're now working a lot more jobs. You can see we're actually working 25% of these, which means the pops can shift into other things like our production overseers, which then give more to automation. The automation from that building is also getting buffed by the overseers. So the automation doesn't just apply to normal districts. We can also get that buff from the building, which means it applies to more advanced resources. It goes a little bit crazy because that means more jobs can work the production overseers, which buffs it more. Yes, we do love this game. Yeah, so we're getting that 20% here from this tech. Also, the mining subsidies will apply. Then you can see on our minerals, we're getting that 20% from geothermal fracking, which means I probably should set this to a mining world and this to an agri world. That probably helps, which means more city districts. We really need the energy building. Just going to grab more energy for jobs because energy will be the killer. Because I do want to start automating on the other planets so that we can automate the medical centers and stuff like that. I guess, do we need the colonists? Yes. Amenity's sad. I guess what we can do as well is make these industrial worlds. We're getting more of our big species. Very nice. Yeah, we can turn these into industrial or whatever, making consumer goods, and then try and automate it. We should probably build one of each on each one so that we can get specialization, which means we can build more jobs. And we can village harmony. Edict Fund 50, more colony ascension effects eventually. We're now going to take tech ascendancy because it gives us more research speed, which I like research speed. Let's grab more unity. And the more pops that we convert, the better they work because they are getting a bunch of buffs from necrophage, the mega trophy, as unlock the council position, and of course, automated workforce efficiency +1 per level. We're going to put our highest leveled person on it. Third research, then put you there. They have a skill level 3, but then we're getting +3 apparently. So we're getting +6% more resources, which is quite nice. Now let's get the monthly unity. Energy grid, yes. This is very good because it's going to give us 20% here, and we get an edict. This is going to solve our energy issues. And also just building the building also does give us the jobs. You can see we have the building here, but it's still all fully automated. So we may as well build 2 because then we're going to build the buffing building there. We should probably build the mineral purification plants too. What am I doing? And upgrade everything. We should keep scaling. Let's go crazy. All this energy will mean we can then whack down the automation, which is going to be great. We can make more science worlds. Next tradition, we could prepare. I mean, to be fair, we have a lot of slaves. So domination's probably be actually very good here. More worker output, more efficiency for slaves, more council experience to level them. Yeah, we're going domination now. It just plays in well, and I like going different traditions to what we've done before. Let's actually go terraforming, because we can terraform planets quite easily. We can get energy production up. Energy's getting fixed. Let's build some automation buildings. Since food is fine, let's build another city district. We just want to get as many now main workers here to get our tech up. I just ran into a mistake.
I'm in danger.
No, they died. Energy grid's done. That's going to be a lot of energy. We can also come over to edicts and whack capacity subsidies on for 50% more. We could do the same for mining, but we're fine. Unibears have been found. You might die, my friend. You might die. We'll be friendly for now. Embassy. I'll spy on you, though. You can never be too careful. They actually declined the embassy. How good, though. Spheric crystals. Yes, rare resources are always good. So every time I build a city district 2, they give production overseer jobs. So we're just going to have so many production overseers. It's going to be ridiculous. I should probably put a chamber down here and automation too. And this planet is now finally free of the curse. Chamber of elevation can also go down. Probably want that soon. This one's done. You see extended shifts. We also get more job efficiency. Let's whack on extended shifts. We can afford it, and the happiness doesn't really matter. I'm going to run the pop growth speed since we're not actually getting trade from jobs. So this is quite nice. More pops is good. We're like actually gaining some pops now, but again, it didn't really matter because we're automating a lot of the basic jobs. It would just be nice to actually work all the production overseers eventually. I really want the secondary automation building. That's when it goes a bit crazy. Since we have so much energy as well, I'm going to run fear campaign for monthly unity and education campaign for leader experience gain. We can also actually just reduce pop consumer good upkeep. Why not? Stop buying that. Don't need to sell energy then. We just need 2 more traditions to go down biogenesis. And I'm actually going to replace the mixed industry now with a research enclave. I want more tech. Let's get the gas refinery too, and more research speed. What are we up to now? We're up to like 53% research speed, which is great. Actually, we should probably just build some maulers in case they decide to attack us. Oh yeah, we probably don't need colonists now. We can work the automated ones. Go work something more useful, please. Votes, the final one we needed. We're solely necrophaging pops. We're at 1.4k. I mean, we could fully go rush these guys down. They are overwhelming at the minute. Gonna need a bit more military tech before we do that. Domination now is done though. More XP gain, less empire size from pops again. We're going to take biomorphosis. Let us scale even more. We're fully going to go down the path of purity to ramp up the pop growth speed on our slaves and stuff. Those make super leaders of optimized neurology. And with necrophage, so we will live forever. So our leaders will be very strong, giving us better council positions. We need genomic research facilities now, which we will happily build everywhere. These give us more pop growth speed, and they will give us a bunch of society research. We can also get chemical plants going now, so we will have all of the rare resources, which helps out a lot. We just have so many things we want to build. And since it's year 20, we're going to reform the government, get rid of functional architecture, and finally put on experimental sentencing. We'll get the experimental testing situation, which grants insights upon completion. We also get the experimentation chamber, which is a lot of tech, and then the orderlized slave job will increase research output and produce us our amenities, which is going to be very nice. So let's grab that. Reform. We now get the testing. We're going to not test at the minute. First, we need to actually put our government position back. And we're actually going to want both of these. So we want the automated workforce efficiency. We're going to want the unity from test subjects, because then our unity can just go a bit crazy. We also obviously want the research speed. And as the final one, we will just take ship upkeep reduction. Let's put the people in charge. We definitely want our automated workforce with the highest level that we have. So we'll put you there, and a research, another level 4 there, and a level 3 here. So now, on these planets, we have species that we don't necessarily care about, the Andari. Now, we do care about the Uncast for now, because we need them to work jobs, and also we need them to turn into our main species, because Orderlies can't work the Necrophyte jobs. What we can do in slavery type is turn them into the Orderlies, which we're going to do for both of the species we got, and then we're going to just move them to our capital. Goodbye, my friends. And on here, off you go. And we don't actually have any on this planet. So now on our capital, we have 1.2 thousand orderlies, giving us a 30% efficiency to experimental engineers and test subjects. Now this isn't actually doing anything yet, because we need experimentation chambers, so let's build them all. 3 of them will do great. And we may as well get a 4th on this research lab because they're going to produce us way more tech than a research lab. We'll get those building. Now, everything else is basically going to just work off automation. We desperately need the upgraded automation, so hopefully we can roll that soon, as our consumer goods are crashing quite badly. This is fine. No automation. We'll just go for robots because we can automate robot production too. We do have the first experimentation chamber. We're going to go up quite a lot in tech. You can see here we now have the experiment engineers producing us tech, but then we also have criminals who are also producing us tech. And then the orderlies are giving a 40% bonus to that already. So it's almost doubling. Consumer goods suck, but we have so much economy elsewhere, we can just fix that quite easily. We are going to save our unity so we can go down purity as soon as we finish biomorphosis. We definitely want the exotic material lab as we can then upgrade our experimentation complex. And we probably need to do biomorphosis since we're going to need genome mapping and other biological techs to rush down biomorphosis. I'm going to put a scientist on this planet now. Since it's fully going into science, we can start terraforming this world. Let's focus on purity again as it gives the best pop growth. As you can tell, we're going to just want a lot of pops so we can get lots of slaves. Gene tailoring is here. We need to research that. So the upgrades and these buildings don't actually apply to the experimentation chambers. As you can see, we're getting 27 of each here, but really the engineering should be more because we have the engineering upgrade. Clone vats, finally. We're going to clone as the last one purely for the monthly organic pop growth per 100. I think that will help. We finally have mature models. What I'm going to do is make empty ones and let them grow into the mature ones. So we just use food rather than anything else. As you can see, it just costs food and then they'll just grow up. And then we can go and take more slaves. We're going to adopt purity and now we can finish purity, better leaders, more job efficiency, backup clones. And we actually did not have enough unity to finish. It's a bit crazy. We're up to 700 tech now and it should just start escalating now. More bob growth. It's going to grab meritocracy for 10% more specialist output. We also can upgrade this to have disruptors and tier 2 mandibles. And we now have elders too, which means we want to grow you up. And we can now finish purity. We can also embrace purity, which gives us job efficiency based on our positive and negative traits. And we get an ascension perk. We'll go for more naval capacity. And we should probably redo our species here. We want to get rid of those negative traits. We want erudite for sure. And we'll just keep it like that. No negatives, only positives on tech. Set them as default, then make them integrate. Now, for the uncast here, we want them to grow as quickly as possible. Same for all slaves. Let's give them fertile, exotic metabolism. We could do nerve stabled, but they can't work elite or specialists, and we do want them to work them, especially this one. The other ones we could do nerve stabled. So let's just go for robust and very strong because they are our army, and I think the worker menial drones work there, or when they are slave worker things. Yes, set as default and integrate. And the other ones, yeah, these do classify as workers. So what we want to do is remove all of this nonsense and just do the same, but I think, yeah, we can. They're not civilians and they're not maintenance, so we can do nerve stapled on them. We can also get budding going for you and fertile. Exotic metabolism. We'll whack repugnant on because I still want to put stuff on you, like very strong. And we apply that. So it's default integrate. So they all should be growing very quickly once we get these going. Next, let's go supremacy and let's go murdering.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
1k tech. It's going to start ramping. Our orderlies are starting to grow, even though they're going a bit weird. The uncast do not know what they want to do. I just want the automation upgrade, please. Yes, finally, we've found it. You know, we got galactic parasites. Oh no. Anyway, we can finally upgrade our automation so we get 50% instead of 100 on our planets, which is going to help a lot for the other productions. Our science is looking pretty good now. The main thing we want to do now is go and murder. But first, we need to claim all their planets and spam a lot of anchorages because we now need naval capacity. Now, I'm sure there's probably a better build-up for this, but I really wanted to make the automation and play into it work, and that is what this is doing. And that 50% automation is now going burr. You can actually fill out the consumer goods and stuff. Privacy done! At this point, you could do whatever you wanted, really. We'll just take reducing influence cost claim. Okay, let's go murder. I don't even care about these idiots. 44k versus 7. Oh, there's a 9 as well. We don't care. Let's really get our council going even more with statecraft to buff up automation and everything else. I'm actually going to do a crazy move and set our now uncast to orderlies. They can still work. Okay, I'm an idiot. They can still work the jobs, but now we have 2k of them. Oh, that's what we wanted to do. Yes. Let's upgrade these and get as many as we can. Universe is dead. This is where the fun begins. So we're going to just want to automate every single planet, the stars. Then we'll take the teddy bears. We will make you slaves, which you already are. Then we'll make you orderlies. Then, of course, we make you fertile, nerve stabled, very strong, give you fleeting, exotic metabolism, repugnant and robust, set you to default, and then integrate you. And then we are just going to resettle every single last one of them over to the forge. We'll bring some of you over. Into the forge you go, my friends. You might be thinking, oh, this planet is not going to have anything working. We have so much automation that all we need these for are the slave type. We just need like 100 of these over here so that the colony doesn't get abandoned. And then we do need to do the same. I need to change the default type to orderlize because that would have been nice before. So when we come over here, we should go from... we have a few of them giving us a 510%. So our engineers are getting now 510%. We're up to 3k tech. These workshops do not matter now. Only experimentation chambers and upgrade them. We need more. Now our economy is a bit collapsing. That's fine. We can just turn these planets into whatever we want. We've got scum and villainy. We could try and fight it. I mean, maybe I should have had more enforcers employed, but that's fine. We'll just get the crime from the mine wardens and whack that on. We also get 10% stability. So our energy's looking a bit ropey. That's fine. Let's just get an energy grid down. A bunch of these, make this energy. Why not? Trade's not looking amazing. We don't need this many mixed industry worlds. Let's make it trade. We also have many star bases. We don't want to be over by 9, so let's just downgrade all the weak ones. Accidentally disabled too many. Big growth is done. We'll cancel agenda speed. It takes 18 months to do an agenda now. We're up to nice healthy 100 and whatever on our research speeds. 4k tech. It kind of explodes as soon as you take someone. I'm literally going to go expansion purely for the pop growth speed. Quite late to go for it, but who cares? Just look how crazy this has gone now. Oh my word. What you can do is turn this into an ecomopolis, get even more mental nexus by putting them all in the bottom districts. You can even remove a lot of these buildings and just build them. And then every time you take someone, you just move all of their species here to give you more percentages. Amenities will never be an issue because they give amenities for some strange reason, and they just grow really quickly. Like every month, we're going up like 100 pops. And your economy will basically never crash because you can just automate the other planets where you take from. So we don't actually have many people doing anything here, but it's all being automated. And it's producing us 300 energy, for example, and tech and alloys and consumer goods. We're starting to produce trade on these buildings now. Tankbound is really quite strong. You can even do this with ring worlds. It's insane because you just don't need pops, basically. And we're utilizing that fact by then getting a bunch of science. We're even starting to get civilians now of the synaptic casters. So like, you don't even need this anymore. We can just go for another experimentation chamber, which gives more jobs, which then get more bonuses to it. As look, they're producing almost 1k each, almost 2k really. And just make sure every time you get the test subjects escaping, you just shut it down. You don't want to lose half of your test subjects. We're not even doing this situation because I don't want to lose the pops. Okay, mega engineering now. Oh, I'm so close to the 2k. I mean, we'll eventually get there. I think unfortunately they are migrating, which is a bit annoying. Stop it. And then you go archaeological project. You turn this into an EQ. For time's sake, let's use instant build because I can't be bothered. And we're probably already going to win. Bear in mind, this is only me taking one empire's pops. Archaeological projects, research enclaves, and then just experimentation chambers. Upgrade them all. I've actually run out of minerals. There we go. We have 3.6 thousand experiment engineers. We lost a lot of the energy from this world, but we can just make another energy world. They're reducing almost 4k each, and every time then you invade, you get a hefty percentage boost to them. Amenities will never be an issue. You have so much housing too. Just cram this world full. I didn't even have another one. It's insane. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this tank-bound experimental sensing build. Let me know if there's any improvements. We made necrophage all right again. Really, you didn't need to use necrophage. You just get a few extra bonuses due to the efficiency to specialists and elites, and you get the other pops. Click this video that YouTube's recommending you. I'll see you in that one. Goodbye.